So I'm Natty, and I'm very excited to be with you today. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm an art therapist for the last 18 years. I'm doing my PhD in intercultural therapy. And for the past 4 years, I'm very interested in combining another love of mine, which is EMDR. I'm sure you've all heard of EMDR. So my presentation today is going to be about combining the two. Do I share the screen or do you put it on? Do I share the screen? Can someone? Ah. Yeah. Yeah, this one. Okay. So, art-based flash technique for treating recent trauma. And this is especially relevant for the Ukraine, for Israel, and unfortunately, other countries. I'm going to talk about treating trauma that has recently happened. So if you can switch to the next one, please. Thank you. The agenda for today. This short presentation will consist of 11 slides because we always want to know how long is it going to be. Introducing a cutting-edge technique involving EMDR and art therapy, which, as I said, is two of my interests. Next one, please. Next one, please. Thank you. So what is EMDR, which I'm sure you've heard about it. It's gaining more momentum. And in war zones, unfortunately, it's even more popular. EMDR is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, which means that you process traumatic memories through bilateral stimulation. Bilateral means the two sides of your brain. And desensitization means that looking back at the memory, it feels less strong and or less vivid. So you don't forget about what happened, but when you recall it, it doesn't distress you as much through the bilateral stimulation, which I'm going to talk about. Art therapy can function as a bilateral stimulation using our hands. Drawing or sculpturing is a bilateral stimulation, and I'm going to show you how to use it very effectively. Next one, please. Next slide, please. Okay, so what we're used to and what we know and have been taught is that if you can't feel it, you can't heal it. We have to be in connection with our feelings regarding that traumatic event in order for us to have an option as clients, as therapists, to engage and to change it and to heal it, right? Next one, please. So here is the big question mark. Is it necessary to feel it in order to heal it. Next one, please. Okay, so the cutting edge of this technique is that when you work with recent traumatic events, and recent could be today, yesterday, last week, up to about a month, when our client is too engaged in the memory, okay, not enough time has passed for them to reprocess it and do something about it. They are very, very engaged in the memory. It is impossible for them to even think about what happened and to connect to the feelings involved. So you can all think about a trauma that happened to you, and that if you think about it, if you try to recall it, no, I don't want to go there, it's too painful, you know, no. Next. So what can we do? Next slide, please. Okay, so the flash technique, flash, it's fast, in EMDR was researched for many years now. And it was found that, please, next one. You don't necessarily have to talk about it, bring it up, draw it, create it, or be in contact with the trauma. We are discussing art therapy, and this is very different from what we know, right? We are used to asking our clients, is something disturbing you? Let's create it. Let's draw it. Let's be in touch with what is disturbing you. And this is not necessarily the case. And in recent trauma, it's even more effective to, next one, please. When working okay, instead of talking about it or creating the trauma, what mostly helps our clients, next one, please, is to concentrate on their strength, not the trauma, not the memory, not the disturbance, on their strength. And next one, please. Strength and resources can be anything. It could be a person, someone who is in our lives now or was in our lives in the past, a place we like to go to or have gone to in the past, a happy event, a favorite food, anything that when the client thinks about it, it brings a smile to their face and makes them feel warm inside. Okay, so let me just say it clearly. We don't, okay, how does it go? Stay with this for a second. Okay, we're not talking about the trauma in recent traumatic memories and events. We concentrate on the strength the client, our clients have. How does it go? They put their traumatic memory into a headline, okay, just a title. write it down on a little piece of paper and put it away somewhere in the room. Yesterday, a 6-year-old client of mine, he wrote it on a little post-it, and he didn't want to put it, he wanted to hide it behind the curtains. Okay, so you put it in writing, one sentence, just the title, and you put it away. We're not connected to this now. Next, they are asked to grade their distress about that event, the traumatic event, from 0 to 10. Being 0, I think about it, doesn't matter, I don't feel anything, really doesn't do anything to me. And 10 is a level of distress that is so acute that I don't want to think about it. No, I don't want to go there. It's really too stressful for me. Then you have the physical symptoms. They start sweating or their heartbeats racing, like we know symptoms of distress. So in EMDR, in the flash technique, everything is measured. So the progress is very easy to see. And then they're asked to think of something that makes them feel good, a strength or a resource, like I said before. Could be anything. Anything. You can now also think about someone or something that, if you recall it, it makes you smile and feel warm inside. That's what we concentrate on. They create that resource by any means they like. Okay, whatever they feel comfortable with, but it's going to be quite quick. Okay, we're not going to take a few sessions doing it and not the whole session. It's going to be quick, maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes, creating that resource. And then they tell me about it. So I asked them to describe the resource. Tell me about him or her, tell me about that event. And during the description, I occasionally ask them to blink. So I ask them, please blink quickly 4 times, like this. And the blinking serves as the bilateral stimulation in addition to the creation process, which is, as I said, bilateral. Even, you know, if you use one hand, if you go like this, or you use clay. So they describe it and they blink. This is the flash technique. After they describe, I ask them to focus each time on one part of their creation. So if they made a drawing, I would say, so now describe just this left top corner, or what's going on in this area. And occasionally I ask them to quickly blink 4 times. And doing this from time to time, I ask them, when thinking about the event now, how much does it distress you? And if before they said, okay, level of distress is from 0 to 10, maybe 7, the numbers will go down until they reach 0. And I'm telling you, it's amazing. And it's so moving to see it happen time after time. And it's in such a short period of time. So it goes from 7 to 6 to 5. Suddenly it's 2, and then it's 1. And oh my God, you know, I think about it, and it does nothing to me anymore. And really, it's amazing to see. Next one, please, and that's the last one. So to conclude, The flash technique. Why is it? No, go back. No, go back, please. Yes. Instead of fully engaging with the traumatic content, the individual is encouraged to flash through the memory, observing it from a distance or in a detached manner. The innovation of the method is that it is a minimal intrusive intervention that does not require the client to engage with a traumatic memory consciously. And again, this is something very opposite to what we have been taught and what we know, right? We have been taught if you can't feel it, you can't heal it. But no, people who had recent traumatic memories, they find it so difficult to work on the memory. And this could be the answer, because they are not consciously engaged with the memory. Unlike exposure-based treatment, it makes it possible to process memories that would otherwise be intolerable or overwhelming. Okay, as I said. Next one, please. Next one, please. In this method, clients process trauma-related disturbance by focusing on a positive anchor, okay, or a positive engaging focus, what we call. The resources or a strength. The results are instant, and the client isn't required to commit to a lengthy process, okay, which, as we know, is sometimes a problem. So I didn't put this in, but I want to add that recently I've been doing another thing. After you write on a piece of paper, you can cross over it. This is also bilateral stimulation. And even if you are not trained as an EMDR and a flash therapist, if I want to share something with you today, is that working on the strengths and the resources could be so much more efficient with recent memories, traumatic memories. And you can use art to cross something they don't want to think about. Next one, please. Thank you. Thank you for letting me speak in this conference, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. This is my details. If any of you have follow-up questions or want to know more, please contact me. Thank you very much.